Everybody, I'm Steve Owens, your trainer for the NEWPORT Bassmaster KAYAK Series presented by NATIVE Watercraft. I want to thank you for coming down to Kissimmee Chain of Lakes here in Kissimmee, Florida. I want to give you all a big thanks for following along on Bassmaster this week, Marks and Snaros, putting on smiling faces and catches up. I'd just like to say a quick prayer for everyone. If you're not a great person, just have a moment of silence, please. Father, thank you for our safety this weekend and integrity these people displayed. We thank you for this community and all that it has to offer. We ask that you minister our hearts, Lord. We thank you for this nation, the men and women who keep it safe for us. It's not perfect, but it's ours. It still is the nation where we do have the most freedoms to do what we choose to do in an orderly way. We thank you for that. We ask that you minister to our bodies as we get home. We thank you for our families that support us and be with all of our safety as we travel. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. All right, so we had 224 men and women from 35 states come down here. Again, as you see, we've got NEWPORT Vessels, one of the top motors in the industry, as our title sponsor. We're presented by NATIVE Watercraft. Both of those companies are really big on customer service and people. We're still continue to be scored by Attorney X, in our opinion, the most stable and absolutely most marketable management system we have. You see over here, we've got these men on the Dakota Lithium banner. What that's about is this season, you can fish 3 events, and that's totaled up. Your best 3 events will land you with a $5,000 cash prize. And Russ Snyder's likes a lot, so he's won the last 2, so you're going to have to come after him. So unfortunately, he couldn't make this one, but I'm sure he'll be at the rest. So, and then, as you know, you fish in through this series. The top 5 make it to the Bassmaster KAYAK Series that's held in conjunction with the Bassmaster Classic each year. So of those 35 states, we have Canada and Puerto Rico represented. These men and women are fishing for $44,800. So we did a revamp this year. We tweaked it every year to try to make the payout scale where the top competitors that finish in a large field take home a big payday, but we also continue to water the rest of the field so you can continue to do this by at least making your entry fee and hopefully your lodging and money back before you go home. So I think where we've sat with this one and the last one, I think is where I want to keep it for this year. But by all means, you all have my phone number. This is how this series has made it to what it is. It's because you all give your input and listen, and we do what's best for you within the box of everything that I have to offer and operate with. So we appreciate that. We're hosted by Kissimmee Sports this week with Experience Kissimmee being a part of that. We're here at the B.a.s.s Center, the b.a.s.s. They've done a great job. This facility is really, really good here. The anglers came through during registration, and getting that many people through doing fishing license checks and all that is pretty hectic. So a huge thank you to Brad Case, Chris Fallon, and Cody Prather, and the anglers. They all help with everything. They help you break down and set up. And then couldn't do this without all the judges we've got, because these folks submitted a total of 2,209 fish over 2 days. So that's a lot. That's a lot. So Sassy, Dan, and Ferguson, I appreciate you guys. So all right, we'll go ahead and bring up the people that made the thing happen this week. So as you've seen, we're introducing our college series this year, the Bassmaster KAYAK Series. So first, I'd like to bring in, we had 15 anglers fished at this weekend. I'd like to bring Campbellsville University just for a moment of recognition and let them say a few words about the school. Whoever's scared to grab, I might just say a little bit.
All right, well, Campbell's, like you already said, we got a young team. Our oldest guy here is a sophomore, I believe, right? Yeah, so he's a sophomore. So young team starting out. We got after him and learning, and had a good time doing it.
We appreciate you. We appreciate you coming down this weekend, and we look forward to seeing you all. This year we have 3 events: Kissimmee Chain, we'll be on Del Hollow in Byrdstown, Tennessee, and then we're going to wrap up the season on Toledo Bend in Hill, Texas. So we appreciate you guys. Next, I'd like to call up Carson University. Somebody just grab the mic and just introduce university, say where it's at, and who you can get a hold of if you're interested in fishing with you guys.
So I'm Ewing Minor. I fish for Carson Newman University. We've got a great team. We're in Jefferson City, Tennessee, which is right around the Knoxville area. If you're interested in our program, you can contact our coach Frazier, Jacob Frazier. Just shoot him a message on Instagram. It'll probably be the best way to reach him.
Appreciate you guys. I'd like to call up one representative from each school to stay behind, please. You guys want to send your captain up? So this weekend, the anglers fished the actual Bassmaster KAYAK Series like everyone else. And from that, we extracted the team's best 10 fish for a team event championship, or just, bragging rights, essentially. So Campbellsville University had 176.5 inches of their 10 best fish this weekend. Carson Newman University had 193.5. So give your team a round of applause. Next, I'd like to call up the top 3 that placed this weekend in the college series. All right, in third place with 154.5, Nate Faulkner. Second place with 161.25, Ewing Minor. And in first place with 165.75, Jimmy Entwistle. Just give a talk about your weekend and how everything went. Anybody want to back home?
Yeah, so practice started out pretty rough this week. Really only got a few fish. And I was thankful for the weather change on Saturday. Got some clouds moving in. And it got things working for me. Had to try a few different baits and started getting the bites happening. And started slow this morning, but managed to fill a limit and paid off. I'd like to thank Wayne for sponsoring us. That's all I got.
Yeah, I spent all but one day of practice fishing the Bassmaster College Series on Okeechobee out of a boat. Some history, had a great tournament here last January, and all of the grass was dead. So I went in scrambling. I basically practiced the whole tournament. All the big fish that I hooked seemed to come unbuttoned, but I had a great time. Y'all put on a great event, perfect time of year for here, as the leaderboard showed. But I was plagued by the males, couldn't find those big ones that everyone was putting up. But I think Dugout, we had a few electronic issues before we came down here, and they got us all fixed up. They always support us. I got to thank Newport because, pressing on tournament day, basically, it makes it a whole lot better when you want to go check something out. It doesn't waste half of your tournament day.
I know you're young, but the motor's still quite nice on the legs, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, so same thing as them. Practice was slow. We caught some fish, but nothing crazy. And then day one, we fished the north end of Toho, found some fish, but same thing, got caught by the males, couldn't find any big fish. And then today we fished the middle of the lake, found some good cover, good heads, and had a good day. Found some bigger females, and yeah, it turned out good. Same thing, thank our sponsors, Dugout, Spro, Land Big Fish, and thank you guys for a good event. We had a good time.
Appreciate it, man. That's your big blue catch Bassmaster trophy right there. Take that back with you. Thank you. All right, as I mentioned, over 2,200 fish caught. I don't even know what to say. Number one, having over 200 anglers again. As mentioned, we were on Havasu, and we had 111, which is amazing. But if you want to count this essentially as most people's, I'm getting goosebumps, these pretty legs. This season to kick off another season of 200 something. Thank you guys. Thank all of you. Just one time, give everybody a round of applause. Thank you so much. All right, we all know why you came down here, to catch some big heads. So let's get Jacob Berryhill up here with his 25-incher, taking home. When you head back off, that last medallion is yours too. But grab the mic, man, and tell everybody how you caught that 25-incher. And if you don't care, text me where it's at.
Today I fished the area that I found in practice first day. Caught 2 fish there in practice and couldn't find nothing the rest of the week. I stayed there yesterday and caught a small limit, and today I caught 4 keepers there, one of which being a 25-inch. I caught it dragging a Magnum Speedboard. Look, I bought from Dugout on the way down here. It was a fun event. Caught a lot of good fish.
All right, man, what do you got next? I know you're on the college circuit. I know you live close to us on Lake Chickamauga.
Yeah.
You got any of the Tennessee Bass Nation on your radar?
Yeah, I fished the one on Dale, and I plan on fishing Nickajack and maybe a couple more.
Okay. Well, man, we appreciate you, man. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Love you with that. Get you standing, too. That plastic's probably the most important part of the trophy. You can't lay it down. It can be set sweet tea on it. All right, I'm gonna call up the next people. Stand over towards the window if you don't mind. Matt Ball, who's super sick, had to go home, so everybody be praying for Matt and safe travels back to Ohio. We'll bring up Derek Brundle, John Klein, Bradley Russell, Robert Brown, Dave Crockett, Dwayne Dwyer, Becky Robinson, Ronnie Robinson, Seth Venable, Joshua Sharp, Corey Dreyer. All right, 22nd place, taking home $750. He had a 22.5 to take a big bass tiebreaker win. 182.25, John Klein. John, we appreciate you coming down, man. We'll let you tell where you're from and give anybody thanks and just talk about your weekend.
From Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Rough week in practice, hit a bunch of different lakes. Nothing really panning out. Finally settled on one lake, went there, just covered water, throwing a chatterbait all day long, and went through batteries like crazy and just covered water, non-stop fishing. I just want to thank Hobie Eyewear, Bonafide Kayaks, Fishing Online, and my family and friends back home.
Man, we appreciate you. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, 21st place, taking home $775 with 184 inches. Matt Hall, who's already gone home as a mission. Also, Matt, you'd like to thank the Lord, like to thank his wife, and Texas Freak, Z-Man Matt. So. Next in 20th place, taking home $800 with 184.5 inches. These Northerners coming down to these grass lakes. Dave Crock. Woo! Man, we appreciate you coming down.
Shake your hand.
I'm a little sickly, that's why. I appreciate all you guys. Let's talk about, when you got down, when you got down here. And, I'm excited and just how your week went and practice leading up to today.
Went pretty slow all week. We got down Sunday. Most of these lakes were feast or famine. I mean, we found 2 good lakes and half. I stayed with Ronnie. So I picked one, picked the other. I fished in Jackson all weekend. But I just want to thank people. That's all. Thank my wife for coming down with me. Thank my biggest supporter, my father. Thank Ronnie and Becky. It's a privilege staying with them guys. So that's it. I'll let the big dog come on. Thank you.
Appreciate it, man. We'll see you in 19th place, taking home $825 with 184 3/4 inches, Dwayne Dwyer. Dwayne, let's talk about all the good things that happened this weekend.
It was fun. Well, we got here to spend a week. Beginning of the week was real rough. To catch much. I mean, like, the fish here and there, pretty much how it was. And came around to the weekend, Saturday came around, and I'm up here with Brandon. We just figured we just head north. I threw the chatterbait all week. Didn't do good. And then I had to pick up my Magnum speed worm. It was long. I lost probably 2 10-pounders at least on Saturday.
It still hurts.
It hurts. And to catch them in such shallow water where they're so big that their backs are almost just sticking out of water, it is hard to get a big fish to you in that situation. I don't know. With all the little roots and stuff everywhere, it was very difficult. But it was a blast and very stressful, but fun. And pretty much it.
All right, man, you got any back home you want to thank?
Oh yeah, I like to thank Summer, holding down the home and everything. I get to come out and have a little bit of fun. And, all the boys and stuff that we all fish with, and I don't know, that's pretty much it.
All right, man, we appreciate it. Congratulations. In 18th place, taking home $850 with 186 inches even, Becky Robinson. Becky, it's great to see you. I guarantee there's not a person in this country that wasn't going for you today. You had 103 inches yesterday and did a phenomenal interview by Andrew on the Bassmaster website if you haven't read it yet. Just go through whatever it is you want to share with us. All the emotions, highs and lows. I know you have them.
Well, today was a little low, but yesterday was awesome. I never had a day like yesterday. That was out of this world. I had a limit with the first hour. That's never happened. And then every fish I caught after that was bigger and bigger and bigger. And the first 20 incher that I got, I screamed because I barely could lift it out of the water. It was so heavy. I had my hand all the way down in its throat, grabbing it to try to get it in. And it was a wonderful day. I am new to kayak fishing 5 years. I didn't fish at all before that. I didn't know a bait caster from a spinning rod. I didn't know nothing. And Ronnie and I, we do everything together. So he wanted to fish, I went fishing. And every night we studied YouTube. So thanks for all of you that have YouTube channels, because I learned a lot. And we just study and study and study. And the guys home, the River Runners Kayak Club that we participate in, they are so helpful. They show us things, they teach us things, and this year we've had a phenomenal year. And so every time that I come to these events, I look at what goals are, and that usually is limit. That's the first goal. And then the second goal is usually what can I learn? So when we walk away at the end of the day, what did we learn? And that's how I always look at it. I don't go in saying I want to win. I want to learn and see how much I can learn. And I learned a lot this weekend.
You learned how to catch big fish.
Yeah, and today I went back to the same spots. And it was really hard to catch those big fish again. I did catch 2 today, 2 20s. I was so excited. And I looked at the pictures and I'm like, oh no, they're the same fish in the same day. So that was a little discouraging, but I really appreciate everybody's encouragement this weekend. It was really cool. And I want to thank a couple of sponsors. Morton Chiropractic Center. We have a standing appointment as soon as we get from every event. And Social Security. That's my sponsor.
All right, in 17th place, taking home $875, 187 and 3/4 inches, Derek Brundle. All right, you've done this before. We'll let you just talk about how your weekend went, unless you think anybody you need to.
Yeah, the weekend went good. The whole week has been good, actually. Funny thing, my dad texted me a picture of this thermostat this morning from his front porch, and it was negative 21. So I did not feel bad that it was happening. But we had a good week. We got here on Sunday. We had practice. Well, I practiced till Wednesday, and then I just threw my shoulders, so I took off Thursday and Friday, basically. And then, yeah, I don't know how it's going to work out on my own, but anyways, we had fun. I just liked the two big bites that I needed for both days. Be a little bit higher, but it was fun. Today I just ended up winding a chatterbait around all day long. Ended up catching pretty fun for me. I like just grinding.
Got anybody you want to say thank you to?
Sure, I say thanks to you guys. This has been a great tournament, just like every other one I've ever been to. Really love the Bassmaster KAYAK Series. I thank New Canoe, Amped Outdoors, Yacht Rods, Devon Anchor, Thrasher Sports Apparel.
We appreciate you, Derek. We'll see you what next?
Fort next, right?
Yep.
Okay, I've never been there. I'm excited.
You back to Del Hollow?
Oh yeah.
Actually, I'm so pumped for Del Hollow. You people don't even know. I live there, very close to it, and I'm not great at it, but I love it. So
I'm excited. I've never been there. I'm excited to go there too.
It's something. Thank you. Thank you, Derek. You obviously know what's going to happen down Del Hollow. It'll be a snowstorm. It'll be my fault. But I did tell everybody that during practice, I said they're going to bite better tomorrow, and they sure did on Saturday. So, all right, in 16th place, taking home $900 with 189 inches, Ronnie Robinson. Ronnie, we appreciate you coming down here. We've already had a few of you up here, so just go ahead and tell everybody where you're from and what you're most excited about from this past week.
What I was most excited about was seeing the tournament yesterday. I was kind of crying. Yeah. I think I took it from Christine out. Oh my God.
I said he heard.
Yeah.
He's on another lane.
But that was freaking awesome to see that happen. And all of us in the house were, in good shape, and actually have a chance to win today. So it was really cool. Like Beck said, the River's Bass Club, home that we participate in, they were cheering us on the whole time. It was really cool watching the guys texting, calling us last night. We always have a good time hanging out when we come here. We're missing 2 or 3 of the members that usually come with us. Dennis Campbell, Gordon, Quillen, Gordy Quillen, and if I forgot anybody, I'm sorry about that, but that's usually who stays with us. And they couldn't make this one, but I knew it was sitting in 11th yesterday, still had a good shot with 97.5 inches, and looking for, they started out quick. I think I got lead for the first 2-3 hours, and I was like, man, I need a bigger one. And then my guy here told me to lose a big one. I mean, it was big. At 1 o'clock, I think it was probably 22, 23 incher. And at that time, they probably put me in second at the time. And because I think I was seventh. And then I lost another one at 328. I snapped the line on one at 328. So that was the 2 things, but I didn't even get upset about it because it was such a good weekend. We had such a good week. Well, the week wasn't good because we started out Sunday. Beck's motor went out in the first hour, so they tow her back, and then we canceled that day, and we had to put the spare motor on, and we started. We found our fish on Tuesday. Water temperature was 53 degrees, and when we come back yesterday, it was 65 degrees. So we knew the fish had moved up some, and that's where we found fish. We found the fish moved up. They were shallow, and I guess that's pretty much the week. I'd like to thank, like Beck said, Tim Morrison and Morrison Chiropractic, because 8 o'clock we got an appointment on Wednesday. And that's after every tournament. I'd like to thank Brian Ramey and Raincoat Solutions. They're a custom fabrication company. They did my trailer. A lot of guys complimented on this week. It's custom fab work. He doesn't really do trailers. He just does custom fab work. He does a lot of poultry industry, stuff like that, but it's a cool trailer. I'd like to thank Hobie Fishing, Hobie Eyewear, and also Sky. So that's it. Thanks.
Thank you, man. Be safe. All right, in 15th place, also with 189 inches, but he had a 22 3/4 to win the tiebreaker, taking home $925. Seth Mendel. Seth, we appreciate you making it out and let you talk about what you catch the 20 3/4 to win this tiebreaker. That was a big fish.
Yeah, it was off of a rage menace that I cut down. I ran out of rage menaces, so I kept trimming them down like an eighth of an inch, and it was probably on the last little nub that I got it off of. I ordered some more rage menaces. They would not come in. Went over to Bridge Masters. They didn't have any. So I probably set a record today catching the most amount of bass on a single rage menace. So, but I was only able to pre-fish 2 days, and it was last weekend. And as y'all know, it was very, very cold. I knew that the bass were going to have to start moving up, and the area that I found was only 2 to 3 foot deep. So those bass were pushing up. I only caught 14 bass all during the whole tournament, and they were just the right ones. They moved up, and I was able to land good ones. I call it divine intervention because I should not have ended a few of those fish. And like somebody mentioned, that water is so shallow. When you're fighting those fish, you just pull them right out of the water, and they can spit that hook so easy. So thankfully, we were planning and get to the boat. I would like to thank God, first of all, for getting me here. My supportive wife and daughter back there. I want to thank them, and also for Deep Dive for the sponsor. Thank y'all.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you. All right, in 14th place, taking home $950 with 189 1/4 inches, Joshua Sharp. Good job, man. All right, Josh, you're from Tennessee. How did fishing here translate to the stuff back home? Well, I mean, not that you fish everywhere, so that's really not a good question, but talk about what happened for you down here.
Luckily, I've had some history here with KBF events back in the day, so I was pretty familiar with the area. So I didn't do much pre-fishing here Tuesday night and ended up waking up sick on Wednesday, so I pretty much stayed home all week until tournament day, but pretty much fished history and it worked out good for me.
Yeah. Any special sneaky tactic you can share? Or?
Just flip for the most part, flipping worms and lucky with one on a chatterbait, but other than that, really anything else on a chatterbait.
Anybody want to shout out back home?
Yeah, shout out to Brandon Grubbs at Bolt One. Obviously scared me with my electronics and everything. But yeah, good week. Yeah, I think I got my EV2, 24 1/4.
That's what we were, Daniel Morris was texting me today. He said, "Have big bass." No, Cat got a 12.
I heard
that was your PB. So, yeah, that's all.
I didn't have a steal. I couldn't weigh it. I guess it's probably at least 9, so.
Oh, wow.
It's big. Wow. Yeah, good week. Had fun here. Had a great event.
All right, appreciate it, Josh. Thank you. In 11th place, taking home $1,000, had the largest limit of the weekend with 104 3/4 inches. Robert Brown, 190 1/4. Wow, that's awesome. I can just imagine.
So we got here yesterday afternoon from Virginia. Immediately hit the water. Went to my favorite lake. Caught the limit in like the first hour and a half. It was like, seen enough here. I think I was going to go there, but I decided I'll check other places. I went to Kissimmee. No. Went to Cyprus. No. Yeah, went to a couple others. It was just no. So then we went back to Marion on Friday, checked a couple of things, and found 2 different patterns. And I was like, okay, good, ready to go. Friday, I changed up my game plan. I was going to go to a number spot and then go to a big fish spot around 11. So I went to the big fish spot first, and I made a bad call. When we off, nobody was headed that way, so I backed down the Torpedo, so I was just going like 3 miles per hour. Somebody launched from the north side, and they were beelining for it, they beat me to it. And he said he was going to be there all day, so that sucked. So I went to the secondary spot. Just ran on my spots all day, over and over. I put up like 85 inches, I think, on day one. Didn't get a big bite, caught like 20 to 30 fish though. And then day 2, ran the same stuff, and I got my big bites that day. So offshore grass, throwing a lipless, silent lipless, and black and blue jackhammer with the blue baby trailer. It was a lot of fun. If you know me, I don't usually like fishing power baits. I like throwing the jig. It's like my favorite thing. So I didn't get bit on a jig or a plastic at all week. So 104 3/4, man, that was awesome. Yeah. I had 98, and I was like, I've never busted 100 in the tournament. I've had 99 like 4 times. I was like, it'd be nice to bust 100. And I called at 22, and I was like, everybody on the lake probably heard me. I yelled out pretty loud. So, and then I called again, and I was like, it's amazing. If I call one more time, I might be able to get him the money. Well, it was like I didn't need to call that time, so it's all good. I'd like to thank my wife for letting me come down here. She's awesome. I'd like to thank my sponsors, Povey, One Objective. Who's on the shirt? All my sponsors. They're going to yell at me later, that's fine. Appreciate Bassmaster. This is my first time fishing a Bassmaster tournament, so that was pretty awesome. And thank everybody. Oh, and Derek Crumble, I beat you.
Once happens every day.
Casey, where's Casey? I got you too.
All right, man. Good to see you. Thank you. As he mentioned, I believe we had 7 people crack 100. So that's pretty spectacular in event in and of itself. So, all right, in 12th place, taking home $1,100 with 190 and a half for the weekend. Corey Dryer. Corey, man, we appreciate you coming out. You got the floor, man.
Yeah, great weekend. Had a phenomenal day yesterday. First hour, I had 6 inches, and thought I could do it today. Didn't happen. Couldn't keep them buttoned up. I don't know what happened, but lost 5 big ones this morning, like back to back. So I was pretty bummed about that. But overall, had a great weekend. Caught everything on a chatterbait, spinnerbait, and flipping a creature bait. So want to thank Dakota Liam, Torpedo, Cash and Rods, Z-Man, my buddies that I stayed with at the house. Appreciate you guys. And thank you, Steve, Brad, and Mark. You guys are super professional on the water with the camera boat, so appreciate that and gave us space today. So that was awesome to see. But other than that, I had a great time. Want to thank my wife. She held the fort down. She's been sick all week. And tomorrow my son turns 13, so happy early birthday, Levi.
Absolutely. Happy birthday, Levi. Thank you. All right, 11th place. I was hoping this guy didn't win practice. He threw up a monster. 11th place, taking home $1,200. He had a 21 incher, which is the Attorney X tiebreaker, 190 and a half. Bradley Russell. Good job, Bradley. Good to see you, man. Let's talk about how you're, obviously you caught a monster, but how did the tournament go for you?
The tournament went great. Started off with some bad luck yesterday morning. I lost 3 toads in a row. I lost my first fish, like the second flip was probably an 8-pounder, and Corey was like 20 foot behind me, and everybody heard me just collapse. I just melted in my boat seat, and I went 50 foot, set into another one, probably 6 pounds, and I lost her. Went probably another 15 minutes, set into another one, probably 4.5, 5 pounds, and I lost her. and I immediately decided something was wrong, and I upside my hook. I upside the fixed all hook. Buddy Blake Adams practiced together this week and everything. I was like, hey man, throw me a couple of balls. Really,
He said, I don't want him to turn that. So, I'll get the from Mayor.
the same fishing,
I Googled
The days where I lost
I got able to do that, and it was bad. Then somebody flipped back at the end of the 20 sure 19. Bring that back. 2.5 minutes in the price. So I usually on here. So I've got the XT. I've had it for 2.5 years because love in it. I haven't heard hardly any complaints, and which really makes me feel good. Makes Hans feel good at Bonafide. Yak Attack. You guys all know they make everything we need to add onto our kayaks, and you know me in rigging. I've got some of the craziest rigging on a kayak anyway, but Yak Attack makes that possible. JJ's Magic, my oldest sponsor, 15 years. Best dip and die out there, and you can just test it and see. Real tree fishing, rely on batteries, and cast king rods and reels. Actually, first and foremost, good grief. It surprised me how good they've gotten over the years. Their rods and their reels were horrible years ago. Now they're great, and I don't mind taking them out and putting them to the test. The basic choice were, of course, the Evo and stuff like that. But last but definitely not least, I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And the blessings that we have to be able to be here. I'd like to thank my wife and my kids for the support they have for me and for everything. I mean, guys, we get to sit here and fish against some of the best anglers around, the best kayak anglers in the country. I put most of you guys there against all.
Against no love.
He's the biggest trash talker in the world. But against any of the big boaters, I would love to see a tournament where we're going fisticuffs with the best boaters one day. But anyway, so thanks guys, thanks Steve for all your work, man.
As I mentioned about the GoPro with our Bassmaster social media share stuff, most all these anglers have very strong social media influence, YouTube channels. It's all been monitorized and Gene's obviously one of the first people to do that, along with some of our other men and women here. Um, Support those. It doesn't take much to hit a like and a subscribe on YouTube, and that translates to dollars to help grow wherever we're going to be in 10 or 15 years with this. I mean, the money is here. That's largely entry fees because we're working on sponsors there. So but you got to do that because, like he mentioned, one of his top sponsors, very familiar with, they look at those numbers, and the more numbers you have, the more support they'll give you, and they're wanting to give it to you because you're broadcasting their brand just like we do with Newport, Native, Bassmaster, Dakota Length, Turning X. So, he mentioned our community. I do have to kind of touch before I forget this, since we've got an audience. When we're out fishing, Russell mentioned the community being mindful of where you're fishing. Sometimes that doesn't always happen. So redo the rules. There actually is a code of conduct in there that, when you come up and someone's fishing and you verbalize your situation with one another, they're in, they ask you not to come there. Be respectful of that because that's what we expect. I've been doing kayak stuff. So getting back to the business at hand, taking home $2,000 in sixth place with 195 and a quarter. Happy Abendanza. Good job, Abby. Good.
Thanks, Mike.
Everything go well for you?
I'd say so.
Coming off second place at Caddo Vista now, at the end of the year? Third place. Gotcha. So a little bit more checks to start you off this year.
Yeah. I threw a chatterbait. Go figure. I threw another chatterbait, different color. Then another color, different chatterbait. So it works for me pretty much everywhere I fish. So, but I did throw. I found a fish yesterday on the bed. It was a pretty big fish, actually, probably 7-8 pounds. And I found 13 minutes left in the tournament yesterday, and didn't have anything ready to throw at it. I did throw a worm I had rigged up, and it was just too big. Didn't want to eat it. Went back this morning with a jerk shad, Z-Man jerk shad on a net head, and brought a little small mouth out of me, and caught on a spinning reel. So there was 2 females and a male on the bed. One 17 pounder, and the other one that I caught was 20 and a half. It was about 6. It was 6.5 pounds. And then I caught the buck also. So I caught the 8 pounder left. She never came back. I checked it a couple of times, never came back. But that was the only bit I found. And that's only to see in this water, the bed, at least for me, maybe my old eyes, I don't know. But that's the only bit I found. So I stuck with the pattern, just fishing Kissimmee grass. That's it. I didn't fish any pads. I did catch some fish where the pads met the Kissimmee grass, but hard line Kissimmee grass, and that's why I worked it all day and never left it. And shout out to all my roommates. I think 5 out of 6 cut a check at the house. We all did in Canada, so that's pretty good. And you do a great job of this. And this is bigger and better. And thank you for that. And I know everybody here appreciates that. And when things run smoothly. Z-Man, I've been with Z-Man for 6 years now. And when I tell you use 90% of their stuff, I use 90% of their stuff. Six on some BA.s.s stuff that's coming out for us. I'm working with the lead engineer over at BA.s.s, getting some cool things I can't talk about yet, but some really cool things I used this weekend that helped a lot. And my Fish Texas trailer has changed. If you haven't seen one yet, check them out because it has changed everything from rigging to rigging at night, in the morning. Just a great trailer. It's a little big, but I love it. And Miller Tech batteries. Signed on Miller Tech this year. Very impressed with them. But the biggest thing, this tournament, starting out the new year, I went over to I'm still with them, but they asked me to come over. Hans asked me if I'd be interested in getting into the XTR 130, and I gotta tell you, I'm a big guy. That boat, I can stand on the front of that boat. But it's really impressive. I don't think I haven't really anything to say about it. And I fished out. This is the first time I fished out of it. Literally, the first day of practice was the first day. So all good from there on out. And it was great to cut a check here on the XTR. So I was happy about it. But other people fishing online, Bubba, Z-Man, Fish Texas Trailers, Bonafide Native. There's 84 Lumber. I've been with 84 Lumber. Most of you know I play music, and they used to sponsor the band back in the day, so I've been with them for almost 20 years now. So, big sponsor of mine, but hot fish, the list goes on, but I don't want to hold the rest of these guys up. But thank you guys, Steve. Appreciate it.
In fifth place, taking home $2,550 with 190.5 inches, Garrett Wade. Don't forget your hardware when you leave. All right, Garrett, I want to talk about how your event went, what it took to get you what you got.
Yeah. So let's have us to 2 weeks ago and check the weather for here. I was super excited. Having this was kind of rough for me, but yeah. So I saw it's been so cold down here for the last couple of weeks, and then we had this huge warming trend that I knew that by tournament time it was going to be nuts. So I didn't get too worried about the practice. I caught a couple fish each day, and I caught a giant 19 3/4 that looks like a basketball. First day of practice, it was 6'8", to make 20 inches. It's the stupidest looking fish ever. But no, I had a great time. Fished the lake that I normally fish. I always save it to last because it gets beat up, and I'm going to go catch 100 inches on the first day of practice and get excited.
Got the liquid catch. One more. Sorry, we take it down here and work to put up, pushing 200 inch. Let's talk about your weekend and thank anybody that you need to.
Free fishing, I didn't put a fish in the boat for 4 days. Well, I got fish to bite, but I flung them over but everything in my life, my favorite lake, we got around and down to my run. My phone number all around. Okay, so you go down, I've been flipping the bid, like getting pretty good ones. Okay, so I was big. I think I dragged it 1 year, heavy one through that. So I was like, that works. So that's why I started flipping that jig in there and dragging it out. I went like 4 back to back. I'll make that out. It cost me 100 inches yesterday. So, those are kind of quick. That was good. Flipped in, pumped in another spot. I was at 21 and a quarter and another grade. That was all shit. I went out and tried to blade the jig, but Abby done beat it to oblivion. All he did was run around that XCR. But anyways,
home 3,070. Good job, man. Talking quick, and thank anybody you need to.
Thank you. Yeah, so I'm native Florida, and Kissimmee's mine. And took about a week just to do my alphabet spots that I have. Everything was still there. But you'll do you have to describe touch fishing. It was nuts. It was everywhere. But everything I caught was on. And they support everybody, and they support me a lot. And yeah, I'm nervous up here, so that's all I can.
99.5 inches. I would have loved to give another.
Got a lot of that Kissimmee. It's really. I love coming down here, practice. I talked with several people. We were all it's on, and we got to